Good morning. My name is Don Michaelman, and I want to welcome you to the regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission on Thursday, July 8th. Before we start, I'd like to have the commission members introduce themselves, and I'd like to start off with George Lee because he's
Recording in
Zoom.
progress.
He's our absent guy. George?
Yes, good morning, everyone. This is George Lee. I'm sorry I'm not getting there on time today, but I'm going to make the next meeting. So I'm here in voice only.
Okay, thank you. Stan?
Good morning, Stan Goligoski.
Greg Lozelle.
Ted Gambogi.
Butch Tracy.
If you could check your phones and make sure it's on mute or off during the meeting here, would appreciate it there. We also have attending Council Member Siska, Rusing, and Good on that. Appreciate you all attending the meeting. This is an open public meeting hearing and is being taped and recorded and videotaped by the city. The proceedings are being televised by representatives of the public media, the public, local, cable TV, and radio stations, and may also be rebroadcast. The number of commission members present either in person or on Zoom is 6, and it will require 4 votes for a majority. As some individuals may be attending this meeting remotely, all parties wishing to be heard, including commission members, are required to state their name prior to speaking in order to ensure accurate minutes. Members of the public, when called upon, are required to state their name and address for the record so that we may know who is speaking and be able to contact them at a later date if necessary on that. Our first item is the minutes of the April 29th, 2021 meeting. Are there any corrections to be made? If not, is there a motion concerning the minutes?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the April 29th minutes.
We have a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Butch Tracy, I'll second it.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, Katie, would you call the roll?
Butch Tracy.
Present.
No. Yes or no?
Yes or no?
The minutes.
Minutes. I'm sorry. Yes.
George Lee.
Yes,
Greg Lozelle.
Yes.
Stan Goligoski.
Yes.
Ted Gambogi.
Yes.
Don Michaelman.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
The next item on the agenda is REZ 21-004. Property owner Heckahorn. William Francis. Applicant is William F. Heckahorn. A request for rezoning from SF9 single family to IL industrial light on APN 103-01-038 5416 Side Road. George.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is perhaps one of the easiest things I brought to you recently. Yeah, it's very straightforward. It's a request to rezone property that has retained its single-family zoning, while the properties all around it have rezoned in the past to industrial light. So I will walk through that real quick with you. If I can make it actually do what it's supposed to do. There we go. So the property in question is located here on Side Road. Side Road is a series of access easements, so it's not actually a dedicated public right-of-way. So it's considered a private road at that point. Property in question is this one. There are a number of single-family properties. You can see 3 along that area that remained after the rezoning of the rest of the properties to the industrial light that occurred. The area was originally annexed way back in the 60s and was given residential designation at that time, which was in accordance with the county's zoning that was in place at the time of the annexation. In 2008, we had a group of the property owners, including many of the Heckahorn family, come to us and request a rezoning of the properties in the area. We contacted everyone who owned property in the area and got those property owners who desired to rezone into one rezoning application. And per City Council's historic stance, anyone who didn't want to rezone was not forcibly rezoned, though legally under Arizona law, the city could do that. So that resulted in 3 properties left out of that rezoning to industrial light. And this is one of those properties that's now wanting to develop in an industrial manner in the future, and therefore the rezoning request. It's very straightforward. Staff fully supports this. The intent of rezoning all of that area to industrial light was because of several circumstances. 1, it's adjacent to industrial property to the west of it. And 2, it's in fairly close proximity to the airport. And having an industrial use in that area makes more sense than having residential uses in that close proximity. So staff is in support of this, and our recommendation is to move to recommend it to council. And I would be happy to answer any questions you may have about this.
Any questions for George? If not, does anybody from the public wish to make a comment concerning this? If not, is there a motion concerning this item?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve REZ 21-004 to rezone the Heckathorn property from single family to industrial light.
We have a motion. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it. Stan Goligoski.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, Kaylee, would you call?
Butch Tracy,
Approve.
George Lee,
Approve.
Greg Lozelle,
Yes.
Stan Goligoski,
Yes.
Ted Gambogi,
Approved.
Don Michaelman.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, excuse me, is SUP 21-002. Property owner is the City of Prescott. The applicant is Brandy Tamura. A request for special use permit to allow for intermediate pump station on APN 800-11-062Q located in the Deep Well Ranch Master Area. Tammy.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman, members of the Commission. Tammy DeWitt, Community Planner. Okay, so here's an imagery of the area that was provided by other city staff. So this shows the airport. We have 89 here. We have the deep well that's already been developed. And this is the proposed location of this pump station site. This is about an 11-acre parcel within the Deep Well Ranch Master Plan area. It'll consist of a pump station building and 2 6 million gallon water storage tanks on this 11-acre site. The access road, I believe, is down here that will be developed in the future. This is part of the future infrastructure that will be provided for the Deep Well Ranch as it gets developed. Here is the site plan that was a part of your packets. We have the pump station in the building, and then we have the 2 6 million gallon tanks. And so to kind of have an idea, this is a 3.6 million gallon tank. So these what's being proposed are twice as big. They are, my understanding is that they're concrete. They'll be partially in the ground, and they'll be painted to blend into the environment, similar to the wall here. So it won't be green. The idea is going to be more of a tan or brown color to blend in, similar to the color of this wall, which you'll see around the property. And this is a picture of another building that serves as the pump station to kind of show you that it's all enclosed within the building. So, and this is the property is owned by the City of Prescott. The Deep Well Ranch Master Plan does require an SUP for major utilities such as this. So we are bringing this forward to you. This is going to serve the future development and existing development of the Deep Well Ranch Master Plan area. And that concludes my presentation. And we have many people here to answer any questions from Public Works and on the line also from engineering, if you have any questions.
Any questions for staff?
I do, Mr. Chair. It's not even the purview of what this body does, but it's just curiosity on my point. So this is going to be city run, city maintained,
Yes.
but Deep Well Ranch is the applicant?
No, it's the city of Prescott's the applicant.
Okay.
Yes.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Other question, Stan?
Yes, I have a question. We had approved Hidden Hills, the plan for Hidden Hills last meeting. Will this also serve Hidden Hills, Pinion Oaks 2? Where else are we also serving in this area?
We will have someone now.
All right, great. Thanks.
Good afternoon. My name is Eric Bay. I'm the utilities manager for the city of Prescott. My apologies. I have a little bit of a raspy voice this morning. So with this project, we are going to do a little bit of pressure zone reconfiguration. Zone 110 is going to be the new pressure zone, and it's going to serve areas that include Pinion Oaks, not Hidden Hills. Hidden Hills is still going to come from pressure zone 52. It'll include a big portion of Deep Well Ranch, and then some other businesses, not businesses, but along the Willow Creek corridor, which could include the Fry's area, Commerce, areas like that. Additionally, at the site, we are building the intermediate pump station, and that'll send water directly into town to Zone 0, which is our hub zone from which we feed the rest of the city from. So this booster station site has citywide benefits.
Is the so you're saying the Willow Creek area, the northern portion, is that really being overburdened right now by the current pump station, or?
It's not being overburdened, but the way that it's being served, we're pulling pressure, we're pulling water from a higher pressure zone, and we're stripping off pressure to serve that zone. Basically, it's creating a energy inefficiency. So with this project, we'll be pumping directly to the hydraulic grade line we need to serve that zone, and we'll be saving ourselves some costs associated with electricity, which is one of our bigger expenses. So there is a good benefit for that.
Great information. Thanks.
Other questions? I have a couple. In the presentation, there was a comment made that the nearest residential area would not hear any noise from this operation because of the distance there. Sooner or later, this is going to be developed out. How much noise is going to be generated by this operation, and would that become a challenge down the road?
All the equipment is within the building, which is a block building, so you don't hear any of the noise coming out of that. And there's also a block wall around the property to help mitigate any noise. But also be developed up to it, so we'll know about this being there, so we can create some buffers around it as it's being platted.
Okay. And I have a curiosity question. Is this being funded out of impact fees, or how?
The project is a 50-50 split in the overall grand scheme of things. This is a smaller portion of the bigger water production facility and intermediate pump station project. And when it was identified in the city's model, we allocated 50% rates and 50% impact fees because it does cover a little bit of growth and it does cover existing infrastructure.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Any comments from the public? Do we have anybody online that wants to make any comments?
No hands up, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion concerning this item? Does this mean it dies because of no motion?
Ted has a motion.
Let me pull it up here. I'll make the motion. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion
Grab it.
that we approve SUP 21-002 for the placement and construction of the intermittent pump station.
We have a motion. Is there a second to the motion?
Butch Tracy, I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, Kaylee, would you call?
Butch Tracy,
I approve.
George Lee,
Approve?
Greg Lizelle,
Yes.
Stan Goligoski,
Yes.
Ted Gambogi,
I approve.
Don Michaelman.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
These are the last of the items on the agenda. Is there any comments from staff or updates or anything?
Your next meeting, we don't have any agenda items, but we will for the beginning of August, for the first meeting of August.
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Bryn Stotler with Community Development. I just want to invite everybody that's in the chambers right now to stay after. We have a few of our commissioners who served on the commission in the past that we wanted to honor their volunteer service. And we've actually got all of them in the room this morning, so that's a great accomplishment. And I hope you all can stay and have refreshments with us. And we're going to take a few moments and honor them. And Ted Gambogi is going to help out with the presentation of those awards. So thanks for coming today, and hope you stay.
Meeting is adjourned.